I remember back in university, I used to say that when you see me at an interview, just go home because you'll not get it. And there's a reason why I make this statement. And I want to share this secret with you. Don't go away, I'll be right back. Welcome back. My name is Dale Quist, your Mindsurgeon. We're talking about activating the power of your soul. So I'm going to share some secrets with you. And the reason why I'm confident when I say that when you see me at an interview, just go home because you would not get to be selected. So I remember you asking me why I'm so confident those days, right? When I used to say, I still say it once in a while, that if you see me at an interview, just go home because you would not be selected. I know you saw me as very overconfident, but there's a secret, right? And I was telling you my score when it comes to being picked for a particular assignment or a job when I ever show up at an interview. The truth is that it's not all interviews, okay? I think I must clarify that. But this is what I want to say. I choose which interview to go for, right? I choose what to show up for because once I show up, I'm very much confident, and 90 to 95% confident that I'll be picked. And it's because of some secrets I have and because of some things that I've studied concerning the human being. Because I know that at interviews, there are human beings that are going to be interviewing me, okay? And I do certain things behind the scenes. I activate certain things because I've studied some principles, and that's what I would like to share with you, right? So I hope you'll listen to this with rapt attention, okay? So one of the first things that I would share as a secret with you is that I have over the years studied the soul of a man. I have studied interfaces, and when I say interfaces, I mean the interface of a man. That's the interface of his mind, the mental realm, the interface of his heart, the spiritual realm. I've also studied how these interfaces work with respect to communication. Okay. So basically, when it comes to an interview, okay, so I want to be assigned a certain job. I want to earn the selection of being taken for a certain assignment or a certain job to be paid for, right? I study the people on the board. I study the people who are going to interview me. I kind of do my background research as to which people are likely to interview me. When I don't have the names, okay, then I can deploy another tactics, which I'll share in subsequent videos. But once I get to know that these are the people that are part of the board who's going to interview me, I do a research on them. Because they also do a research on you, right? Once you make an application, they also do a research on you, your background research, because you tender in your CV and other stuff. They read and they study you, okay? So what I also do is to study the people that are likely to be on board to interview me, okay? And this is what I do. Understanding how the soul works, okay? The soul basically feeds on information when it comes to communication. It feeds on thoughts, okay? So one of the principles that I deploy has to do with the principle of the interface of the mind and the heart, okay? Now, in subsequent videos that I've done, I explained that man is a soul that lives inside the body, powered by a spirit, and that same spirit is what we call God, and what we call the creator of the universe, okay? The spirit in the inside of me that powers my physical body, that gives us life, is the same spirit that is the inside of you, okay? I hope you understand what I'm saying. Yes, the same spirit. It's the same spirit that is found in a tomato. It's the same spirit that is found in the animal, because the spirit chooses to express itself as an animal, as a vegetable, as a sun, as a waterfall, as a butterfly, and as a human being. There's a spirit that creates the universe, and so it decides to express itself in anything it deems possible, right? So once I establish that point, that's the spirit inside me is the same spirit inside you, then I know that if I want to communicate with you, I need to engage the spirit. Do you get this point? So once I get to know the people on board, then I engage them. I engage their soul. I engage their soul, engaging the spirit in the inside of me to engage the spirit in the inside of them, because of the same spirit that would engage their soul. So let me put it this way. So once I've tendered in my CV or I've applied for a certain job, right, to be taken, and I've studied the people that are likely to interview me, I go into my closet. And one, I engage a certain practice. I've practiced over the years, and that's how I get results for things that I want to be done. So I'm giving you one clue and one secret, right? So these people have names. Everybody has a name, right? When you're sleeping and I call out your name, if I say Prince, you'd wake up. But if I say Martha, you'll not wake up. But when I say Prince, your soul would become active, then your body will wake up, right? So the same thing I deploy. I go into my closet and I mention the names of these people, okay? Then from my soul, I tell the spirit in the inside of me through the interface of my heart that I want this job. And I want this job because I have an assignment, and I need that assignment to help me activate who I am on earth as an assignment you have given me as a spirit. So in this case, I'm speaking to God. What you might call a prayer, but it's different for me because when I'm in my closet, I talk to God like I'm talking to you. Okay? So I engage the spirit within inside of me through my soul, through the interface of my heart. Okay? So I tell the spirit of God that I need this job and I want you to do something for me. Yes, it's an instruction and a plead at the same time, right? So I tell the spirit, that's God in the inside of me, I need this job. Then I mention the names of these people. I engage their soul by placing a burden on their heart. So I tell the spirit in the inside of me that I need this job. Then the duty of the spirit is to communicate with himself, which is found in the inside of these people that are going to interview me. So he communicates to them by placing a burden of me and my needs on their heart, which is the interface, so that the burden is filtered onto their soul, right? So the Spirit of God takes up my information and then carries it by himself or by itself into the spirit that is in the inside of these people through the interface of the heart, placing a burden on the heart that makes a deposit on the soul, that you need to take this person because there's a void. You need to admit this person because there's a void, right? Sometimes these people tend to have dreams about me. Sometimes an impression of sweetness is placed on their heart. Sometimes an impression of likeness is placed in the heart. So this is what happens. Once I have put my faith to use, I have to work towards it. So studying these people, sometimes I also try to know the associations they're involved with or they've associated themselves with. It could be church groups, it could be work groups, it could be clubs and stuff. But then I sign up for these places. Yes, I show up in your church. And I make sure that I engage you in a conversation, especially after the grace is being shared. I walk up to you, I shake your hands, I introduce myself, and I tell you something about your suit, about your dressing, about your makeup, about the way you, if you're the one who preached that day, you're dead. I'll tell you the good things. It could be a club, and maybe you shared a presentation. I'll ask you a question that I didn't ask during the service or during the session. I'll ask you a mind-boggling question that would engage your mind. I mean, whilst you're driving back home, you'll think about it. So I engage you on the physical side. And what I'm trying to do is that whilst the Spirit of God in the inside me is working on the spiritual side, putting a bedding on your soul, I'm also working physically by putting a bedding on your soul through the mental side. So I engage your physical body by you seeing me, and I implant my personality on your soul through the interface of your mind. By giving you an appellation, a compliment, or telling you something, a joke, or asking you a question so that you keep thinking about it. What I'm trying to do is I'm registering my face, my personality on your soul through the other direction. That's the interface of your mind, the mental realm, onto your soul. So when I show up at the interview, one of you who has seen me before will go like, I know you somewhere. Once I hear that, it's showtime. Then we begin to, if I ask you a question, we begin to engage on that level. And then the other people on set or in the interview room become audience, because the two of us or the three of us are now running the show. It always doesn't happen the same way I'm saying it, but most of the time I've been to the interview and taken, it has happened. And I leave the room having the job. Trust me. So once I've engaged you on the physical side through your mental realm, and God as a spirit has done his side through the spiritual realm, then there's a full bedding on your soul. Okay? So after all the questions have been asked and I leave the interview room, the next phase happens. And I'm going to share that with you. So I come back home and I go into my closet again. You can call it a prayer room. I go into my closet, and through the power of meditation, I know I'm a soul. I know you're a soul. And I understand this because of a principle I've studied with the communication of mobile devices. Now, if you're supposed to call me right now, right? You pick up your smartphone and you call me. You'd have to dial certain digits that is already saved in the contacts of your phone, okay? But that digits is what gives my phone a certain identity. So the soul of our smartphones is the SIM card, whether it be in electronic or eSIM or physical SIM card. That's what gives identity to the mobile device, the SIM card. The SIM card comes with an identity, which we call the phone number, and is unique to the smartphone I'm using. So when you want to call me, right, from your device, you'd have to call that number. That connects, so your phone begins to connect to my phone because the SIM cards are connected to a telecommunication company or our internet service provider that we both share. Okay, so when you call me, my phone begins to ring and I pick and a communication is established. Then we begin to speak, right? There are times when the phone is even on, but when you call, it will tell you that the mobile device is off. And I'll explain why it's so. It's the same thing with human beings. There are times when we go into a closet, right, and we want to place a bedding on the hearts of people. The bedding is so strong, but the person doesn't act on it because there's another lock that has to be unlocked. And this is how you unlock it, right? You'd have to try again. Because when you call me and my phone is on, you would try again, then it goes through. At that moment, my phone is experiencing some interference that is preventing your signal from reaching out onto my phone. Okay? So it's the same thing. Frequent practice of meditation, engaging the soul of other people from your soul, makes it easier for you to contact the soul of people with ease. Do you understand? And that's what I do in my closet. So if I want to engage the soul of another person without having to pick my mobile device, I go into my closet and pray. And when I say prayer, I don't mean the religious one that is being practiced by speaking in tongues or talking. That I do those things on the side, but I'm telling you what actually has been working for me over the years as a secret, right? So I go into my closet, and then I'm in a state of meditation, deep meditation, expanding the signals of my soul to reach out in a wider range of influence, right? And begin to use my mind to think about these people, about the pressing. That I think deeply about the pressing until I feel that the pressing has been connected to me. And it usually works when the pressing begins to have a certain thought of me in the mind. So at that moment, I will feel it. I'll know it because I've done it over the years and I know it. So I want to engage someone. Then I go into my closet, usually with a certain ambience. Sometimes I play certain music to detach my physical body so that my soul can travel very far. It's the same thing that happens when we sleep and we have dreams. But this time around, I'm actively engaging the power of that same activity of dreaming in daytime. And so I engage intensely the soul of this pressing. And then I begin to transfer certain information from my end by placing a bedding on the soul of that pressing and telling the pressing what I want or what help I need. It comes to the pressing as a thought. I don't know if you understand this. So the pressing begins to intensely think about me, that I need to call this pressing. I need to call Dale. I need to call Dale. Dale just flashed my mind. I have to call him. It's been long. It's the same thing that I do to people who are going to interview me. So when I show up, you will like me. And this is the confidence I have because of the Spirit of God placed in the inside of me. And this has nothing to do with Christianity. And that's why I'm saying that if you're Christian, possibly listening to this, I'm not talking in the context of Christianity. I'm talking in the context of the image and likeness of God as a human being. Because nobody was born with a religion placed on the pressing. You chose it, or you became a victim of it because your parents have assigned to it. And so by chance of birth, by virtue of birth, you are assigned to a religion. You didn't choose it, okay? But I'm talking as a human being who was created in the image and likeness of the Spirit in the inside of us, the creator of the universe. And these are things that we have to study and activate for our good. Because the mobile device that you're using works efficiently because the creators of it have studied how man functions. You understand? So these are the secrets that I can share with you when it comes to getting things done. Is by going to your closet and intensively placing a bedding on the soul of a person by engaging the person. You mentioned the name of the person. In the other dark world, in the dark realms, what you call the realms of the darkness or whatever it is, people present pictures of people they want to influence, or they take something about that person and send it to a juju man or a ritualist to do some incantations to activate certain things. The principle is the same. The reason why that thing works is because anything you put on, anything you fellowship with physically, you share your soul with that thing. So if I like this shirt I'm wearing, I like this t-shirt, right? My soul, I begin to like it because my soul makes a deposit onto the soul of this shirt. So you realize that my soul merges with the soul of the shirt, and so I love to wear it every now and then. So once somebody goes to pick my dress and takes it to a fetish priest, or takes it to a pastor, or takes it to a malam, the person can use this as a point of reference because it has a deposit of my soul in it to activate certain things, to manipulate me to do certain biddings for the person. But in this case, I'm not talking about manipulation. I'm talking about placing a bedding on the soul of a person using the Spirit in the inside of you called God, and then you physically trying to also do your bidding by engaging physically with this person, by implanting or engaging your personality with these people so that they remember you when you show up. at the interview room. And so these are some of the secrets I would like to share with you. If you have any questions, you can comment. You can also like and share this video with other people. I still remain the Quist Mindsurgeon. Okay, let me speak to the camera now. I'm the Quist Mindsurgeon. Kindly subscribe to this YouTube channel and let us learn together so that you can do exploits and develop so well. I want you to be part of the success story, right? I'll come again with something interesting, so stick and stay. I'll be back another time. Let your mind do the conversations. Take care.